Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to do an unboxing and review of the B&M StarShifter, model number 80675. This shifter is a universal 3-speed shifter. It fits most popular automatic transmissions like the GM TH350, TH400, TH250, and the 200. It also fits the Ford C4 and C6 transmissions, as well as the Chrysler 66 and later TF 727 and 904 transmissions. It's important to note that this shifter is not designed to work with the reverse pattern valve bodies. Now I picked this up on Amazon for about $275. I'll throw a link down in the description if you want to go ahead and take a look. But you can find most popular B&M shifters in many of the places like Jegs and Summit Speedway or any of your favorite sites. The application I'm using this on is a Ford C4 transmission. Now I did open this before to make sure it came with everything it was supposed to. And one of the biggest reasons I chose to do a review of this shifter is because after all the research and reading I did before I made the purchase, I never came across any information about whether it came with the lever brackets or the shifter cable. So I went ahead and bought those specific brackets for my transmission and a shift cable in addition to the shifter. And those two items combined cost an extra $75 to $80. And upon review, when I opened it up, I noticed that yes, it did come with all of the brackets for those specific transmissions that I mentioned earlier, as well as a shifter cable. So let's go ahead and dive in. Alright, so the first thing that we can pull out here, as you can see, is the shifter cable. This opened up. So that's the shifter cable that comes with it. Looks to be about a 4-foot cable. We've got the boot, the rubber boot. Here are all the nuts and bolts, and it's like the neutral safety switch, different switches and bolts. And here are the levers, the lever kit for all the transmission applications that you need. It also comes with a handle, I believe this is. Nice sexy B&M handle. We've got the plate for the top of the shifter. We have the console. The console for the shifter, this is just plastic, so you should be able to cut this to fit your application. For me, that's not going to be a problem. You have the instructions, which are going to be very helpful, and the shifter itself. It looks like pretty heavy duty construction. I did read some of the reviews, some people complaining that when they went to shift this, they broke the handle. I'm not sure how that could possibly happen. It seems to be pretty sturdy construction. So here it is, the B&M StarShifter in all of its glory, all the parts and pieces to put this thing together. Now if I'm honest, as it sits, it looks really intimidating. There's a lot of brackets, bolts, nuts, switches, parts, and pieces that go together that make this thing work. However, looking through the instruction manual, it really is self-explanatory. You're only going to need a few of the intricate pieces to assemble the shifter and make it fit for your application. Pretty much everything else can be discarded. Now, as I stated earlier, I wasn't sure when I went to purchase this thing if it came with the cable or the brackets that I needed for my transmission. So I went ahead and I purchased the extra brackets. So here's one for the C4 transmission. I also got a 5-foot shifter cable, but as you can see, it came with the shifter cable. It also came with the brackets here for any of the transmissions that were listed on the box or earlier, any of the applications that it fits. All right, there's a couple things that I want to address here. There are 2 switches, as you can see, that come with this shifter. They're both identical. One is going to be your neutral safety switch, and the other will be for your backup lights. They stack on top of the shifter, like so. One will be also down below. And we're going to put these at the forward position per the instructions and mount them all the way to the top. All right, we got these switches installed, and as you can see, we installed the bolts from the back side because there's a bit of an extension here, and we don't want those on the inside because our cable is going to run through here, and we don't want any interference from those bolts. We don't want any rubbing or any abrasions on the cable. We don't want to tighten these nuts down too far either because this is just a plastic case and we don't want to crack the case. The next thing that we'll do is we'll install the slide, and you'll be able to tell which is the neutral and which is the reverse lights. The first one is obviously going to be neutral. So as soon as that switch clicks there, that's neutral, and then we'll have reverse. We also have this lever here. This is going to go on the back side of this slide. Go in the back of there, and you're supposed to install it with the handle in the ratchet position in first gear. We're not going to do that now, but it does hook onto here with a little E-clip. Like I said, we're not going to do that now. That's going to be after we have the cable on, because the cable will go on first, and then this lever will go on top of the cable with the E-clip, but we're going to wait for an actual installation for that. Okay, now I have this set up and clamped to the table to show you how to shift. Besides its looks in your application, I think what makes this the most desirable is the ratchet action. That's the reason I bought it. There's 2 actual shift modes to this shifter. One, you can place it in standard shift mode, where you'll click it into each gear, or you can put it into ratchet mode. So currently it's in park, and park to reverse has a lockout feature, so you can't actually bump it into gear until you pull up on the trigger lock and walk it back to reverse. So from park to reverse. Now from reverse to drive, all you have to do is pull it back. So from reverse to neutral, neutral to drive, and now from drive to second is locked out, and you'll have to pull up on the trigger to walk it to second. So second, drive to second, and then from second you'll have to do the same thing, pull up on the trigger and walk it back. So now we're in first. Now from first to neutral, all you have to do is push it forward. So from first to second, second to drive, and drive to neutral. From here, you can't accidentally bump it into reverse. To get it to reverse, you'll have to unlock it and walk it forward to reverse, and then again to park. Unlock to park. So that's standard shift mode. Now we'll go into ratchet mode. Essentially, it's the same pattern as the standard mode, back to first. So unlock to reverse, reverse to neutral. We'll just pull it back, neutral to drive. And from drive to second, we have to unlock it. Second. Second to first, we have to unlock it again. Now we're in first gear, standard pattern. To go to ratchet mode, we have to unlock it again and pull all the way down. Now first gear is in ratchet mode. So from first to second is a ratchet forward. You can hit it as hard as you want and it won't skip a gear. So from first to second, then from second to drive has a lockout feature. So we'll pull up on the lock and we'll shift to drive. From drive to neutral, we push it again. From neutral to reverse, it's locked out, so we have to pull up on the lock. Reverse to park is locked out again, so we pull up on the trigger again, and we're in park. Now, that's the B&M StarShifter. I thank you all for watching, and if this helped you out in any way, please like the video and feel free to subscribe to check out the progress on my 41 Chevy Rat Rod project. We'll see you in the next one.